the American Vocational Association, the National Education Association, the Oklahoma Vocational Education Association, and the Oklahoma City Classroom Teachers Association. He will also be remembered by his brothers of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, where he was a life member. He was also a member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and a school teacher for 36 years at the Tabernacle Baptist Church. That funeral services will be held at Tabernacle Baptist Church, 1829 Northeast 36th Street at 11 a.m. today. Once again, funeral services for Mr. Alexander will be at 11 o'clock today at the Tabernacle Baptist Church. This program is made possible today by Petite Salon, located at 1917 Northeast 24th Street, and the entire staff, including Mrs. Marie Weekly and others, extend to each one of you holiday greetings. Holiday greetings are extended by Mr. Graham and his staff at the United Drugs Discount Store, located at 1027 Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where you can do your Christmas shopping. Holiday greetings are extended to each one of you from the Roth Funeral Home located at 2936 Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. If you're visiting in Oklahoma and you want some good soul food, I'll tell you where you can go. Go to Stale's Restaurant, 1100 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And when you think of Oklahoma, I want you to think of Stale's Restaurant. Well, it's time now, as the year comes to a close, to make sure that your children have the best. How can they have the best unless you take up time and watch them? I want you to be alert for symptoms that may indicate that your children have a vision problem. Observe your children as they lose their place while reading or have to use their fingers to keep their place. Dislike or avoid close-up work. Holding the reading material closer to the eyes than usual. If your child sit too close to the television or turn or tilt their heads to use one eye only, call Dr. A.L. Dow. The telephone number is 235-0536. Remember, that telephone number is 235-0536. Dr. A.L. Dow, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Passion Home Care would like to take this opportunity to wish each one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. By now you know that Passion Home Care gives that special service. You don't have to worry anymore about your family being taken care of. Passion Home Care will come into your home and administer medicine, administer whatever you need. You don't have to worry anymore. Rather, today I would like to call your attention to the fact that Passion Home Care is more than a home care. It's a family. It's a family of people that are interested in you and your whereabouts. It's a special service. And not only that, they give back to the community something special, serving food to those that need it, taking it to their doorsteps with lend me a free hand. Yes, Passion Home Health Care. I want you to call 943-5779, 943-5779, and tell Passion Home Health Care you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Once again, that's Passion Home Health Care. Telephone number is 943-5779. Calvin Luper, how are you today?
Mom, I'm just totally fantastic. It is indeed a blessing to be back here in the studio. Last Saturday at this time, we were down at the Myriad with the Christmas Kwanzaa Festival, and I especially wanted to say to a good friend out there that reminded me to make sure that when I got back here to the studio to say, "Hi, Hazel, how are you doing this beautiful morning?" But more importantly, how are you doing this morning, Mom?
Calvin, God has blessed me. This has been an exciting week. It's really been exciting because on last Saturday, I was honored by the AKA
Oh,
sorority.
that explains your absence. That people would come by the booth there at the Mirror and they'd say, "Well, where is Clara Luper?" They wanted to get a copy of that book, Behold the Walls, but they didn't just want the copy. They wanted an autographed copy. And I tried to suggest to them, and I tried real hard to say, "Well, let me autograph it," but they didn't want my autograph. They wanted the autograph of the author, the producer, the director, the original writer, Clara Luper. I tried real hard. I think that's what Irma, that was in our booth next to us, she spent a lot of time laughing at me because of the explanation and the conversations that we had with many of the people that took the time out to come by the booth and to see the book and to hear about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant and to wish our Miss Black Oklahoma contestant that is now in Lane College, to wish her the best of luck in the upcoming Miss Black America Festival and Miss Black America activities that will be going on in Lane College, Tennessee.
Yes, Calvin, it was quite an honor for me because the AKAs was having their state workshop here at UCO. Mrs. Priscilla Matoya did a meditation that I wish everyone could have heard, and you would be so proud. And you would have been proud of LaDonna Miller, Miss Blake Ardmore
Oh,
from some
that's
years back. And I was introduced by
she's quite a
Mrs.
singer,
Tate.
isn't she?
Yes,
That
but Mrs.
LaDonna.
Blundy and Tate is quite a speaker. She introduced me for the Rose Parks Drum Major for Justice Nominees Award. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank their regional director, Mrs. Alberta G. Jones. I would like to take this time to thank all of you, Nancy Davis, Wanda Johnson, all of the AKAs. And Calvin, there were hundreds of AKAs there, and I knew all of them but 10. And I would like to thank all of the AKAs for remembering me.
That's
Not,
a beautiful award that they gave you
it
too. You
is
brought
really
that,
beautiful.
yeah, you
Not
brought that back
only
to the
that,
booth, and
Calvin,
people were just impressed. I was really tremendously impressed. And then one of your former students as an AKA, Joyce Johnson, used to be Joyce Johnson,
Joyce Henderson.
Joyce Henderson, came by, and they were all bragging. The AKAs that came by the
But
booth were
they
extremely
were. I
bragging. But then,
reminded them though that I was a Zeta Phi Beta sorority, and that's really something. When the sororities can look beyond the artificial barriers of Greekdom that separate us. And I would like to thank you, and I say this at UCO. Not only did I thank the AKAs on behalf of myself and my family, but on behalf of my fellow Greek sisters, the sisters of the Zeta Phi Beta sorority.
well, Mom, that was just a part of your week. Now I know you had some other
But I
exciting
want to tell
things
you
that
that
happened.
Mrs. Alberta G. Jones, the regional director, presented me an award on behalf of the national, and that
Oh,
was
the
really
National
great.
AKA? Okay, I didn't notice the difference on that.
Well,
But then
you
I know you've
just
had you know how there at the crowd that was there and the attitudes and the enthusiasm that we felt last weekend there at the Myriad. I had a brief opportunity to look at the plaque and the award, but then when I got home, I saw it, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that it was a national award, but that it was just
that was
local.
presented by the regional. Now,
So,
that local chapter, Beta Sigma Omega chapter, was the one that honored me. They gave me a book that had been compiled by some of those great AKAs. But the funniest thing, Calvin, they really honored themselves because the AKAs have supported us through Nancy Davis. They have bought chitlin dinners, catfish dinners, and what have you. And I'm so grateful. And as I talk now, I would like to solicit the support of all of the sororities and fraternities in Oklahoma City to help us finish the job. Because you can go by Freedom Center. We don't have to talk. You can see exactly what we are doing. And Calvin, we have some things to give away today.
oh, you're absolutely right. But before we do that, Mom, I want to remind everybody that they are listening to the Clara Luper Radio Show. The phone number here is 672-1220. Dean and I will be answering the phone and let you know if you have the correct answer or how far wrong you may be. But then we'll be right on it and we'll be taking care of our business. But that this part of the program has really gotten to be exciting because people be coming up to me during the course of the week. They be testing me. They be asking me questions about people that own the monument. So I look forward to today's show and today's
Would you like
questions.
to answer a question
Well, do
for
I?
the
Am
people
I
on the
eligible for a
monument? No, if
prize?
you
I
want, then
won't
you
be.
can
No,
give it to
I don't
whoever
want
you
to.
want to.
I can give it to whoever I want to. I wonder if I should give it to. At the Christmas Kwanzaa Festival, I felt really good seeing some of that young talent that was presented on the stage and seeing some of the exhibitors, them with their first year being out, and it just felt good to see people, taking the big challenges, I called it, and taking care of plenty of business
And speaking
down
of
there.
taking care of business, Calvin, we better take care of some business
Let's do
here.
one on Gates Barbershop. Have you already done Gates
No,
Barbershop?
I haven't
You
done
haven't done Gates
Gates
Barbershop? I
Barbershop.
bet you don't know where it's located.
2609 North Martin Luther
I
King
bet you don't know
Avenue.
the name of the two barbers there. Three barbers, two
Oh,
barbers.
listen, Calvin, Mr. Gates and Mr. Gamba, who are our strong supporters. Gates Barber Shop is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, except on Monday. And those of you that want to really look good for Christmas and you want to catch, I want you to
Catch
you
what,
want
Ma?
to catch. You want to catch.
Oh,
All you have to do is go to Gates Barbershop and get that special haircut. The haircut that women love. They
oh,
love traditional haircuts and to see Mr. Gates and Mr. Gamba perform on young people. Calvin,
that's really a
today,
good one, Mom. You say Mr. Gates has a catching haircut
yes,
available
and
there at
I'm
Gates
sure these
Barbershop.
bachelors, and I will call some
Oh
of the
my,
bachelors' names today if I
that
didn't leave
mailbox
the
has really
list at
been
home.
busy, hasn't it?
Yes, if I didn't leave that list at home, I can call the names of some of the bachelors today. Those of you that would like to nominate some bachelors, now don't nominate somebody that's not up to standard. You know how that goes. And I would like to know, have I left those bachelors at home? I know people would really be disappointed, but I can remember some of them.
Well, I know one, but then,
Oh,
well,
we are.
let's explain more of the Bachelor of the Year program, Mom. Now, once you're nominated, how do you get to be the
Once you nominated,
winner of
we
the
go
Bachelor
by
of the
we
Year?
go by votes. The
But
one
go
that
by
gets the
votes,
most votes win the Bachelor of the Year.
and the way you
And we
vote is by dropping a postcard or by
yeah, by
calling.
dropping a postcard.
Post Office Box 11106.
11106, Oklahoma
Attention,
City.
Calvin Luper.
No, attention,
Oh,
Clara Luper. We
attention,
don't
Clara.
want you to
Okay.
do it. I would like to let you all know that we have different standards of justice. On last Wednesday, I went to McAllister on behalf of a young man that has life in prison. Now, listen at this. This young man has life in prison because of an insurance crime. And it was unbelievable. Yes, it was true that he had been in prison before. But because of an insurance fraud that no one has ever proven, according to the records that we have, this young man was sentenced to life. I had the opportunity to speak for this young man, and I wanted the board of regent, the prison board, the pardon and parole board, to know that the eyes of the world are on our justice system. Isn't it interesting to note that a young man can be sentenced to life in prison, and then the people that were involved in the Penn Square Bank, the county commissioners and all are all out on bond? In that insurance fraud that they claim, only a few dollars were enclosed. But we are talking about millions of dollars. This young man has completed all the requirements that's been set up by the prison board, attending classes, good behavior. But the question is, will they be able to parole this young man? I don't know. But I do know that the prisons are filled with the poor, the underrepresented people. And this is a lesson to all of us. Because those of us that are poor, and especially those of us that are black, we must realize that justice is not fair. For example, down in Kingfisher, Oklahoma, a black man was given Calvin two 200-year sentence for crack. Two
for possession of
for
crack.
possession of crack. Two 200-year sentence. Now, what kind of justice
Well,
is that?
I think that it's easy to say that that these guys deserve it, but then it's also, I think it would be humanly impossible for somebody to do 200 years in any state penitentiary at the benefit of those of us who pay taxes out here. So I don't know. I have tremendous doubts about the criminal justice system. I have tremendous doubts about the fairness of it all. And it's not fair in so many instances, as you're pointing out. The young man there in McAllister, there are plenty of people down in different parts of the system because of the fact that they aren't able to afford the type representation that they might need, that they need, because they aren't able to make the bond that is needed, and because of the type crime that supposedly that they've done. It's really frustrating to see so many young black men in the system. It's so frustrating to see their families out here trying to make it while they're in the system, and it puts a extra burden on all of us as concerned citizens. I think it really puts a burden on our elected representatives. It puts a burden on the Pardon and Parole Board, but it puts a extra burden on the families and the support systems that we have to have outside of the prisons to keep the kids going, to keep the mothers going, or the fathers going, depending on which one is in the prison. But, we have to work together. See, the whole thing, as I see it, is making this community a better place, making our home safer, making our state better, making our community right here around Oklahoma City, improving that. And one way we can do it, we can bring some of that brilliance that is tied up in the systems for basically, type crimes that haven't hurt anyone, that were crimes of choice. But these young men have learned their lesson. These young women have learned their lessons, I do believe. And then I know that they could be a productive part of the community.
But Calvin, one thing, they don't know how to talk to people. I thought I was going to be arrested down there Wednesday.
You mean the people that
I
run
mean
the prison
people
system?
that's in charge. For example, we drove up there and we parked across the street. We were not familiar with the parking regulations. And then we got out and a young woman started screaming at us, telling us, move your car. You don't park over there. Well, I had to tell her that first thing she has to learn how to talk to people. We were not familiar with the parking rules there. And I told her, Calvin, and I say to
Well, I'm glad you made it back. Well, a lot of people talk up back to them.
one thing you need to do is to learn how to respect people, because if I can understand it, you are on the state payroll and I'm paying taxes. And
Well, you've heard that before. We've
Yeah,
heard that
but people
before
need
about how rude the
But you don't have to be
administration
rude.
and the guards
you
are
don't have to be
there.
rude because you are in that kind of position. Because
Evidently, they do. It's consistent and it's constant. We hear that complaint every week there at the Freedom Center. Some of the people will come by and they let it be known what happens to them when they go to visit their loved ones, or when they even write a letter to their loved ones. It's just so many little small things that this Oklahoma prison system has done and continues to do
But we're going to watch them.
insult you and to make you feel bad for even, for trying. But somehow, somewhere, some way, there's a better answer than taking away the cream of the crop and letting it sit around and rot. There has to be a better way. And like I said, our governor, our state legislators, our judges, the people that work directly with the system, we've got to find a better way than these antiquated prison ideas that we have.
Well, see, they have an advantage, and this is what our young people are going to have to understand.
Now, this is true.
They are going to have to understand that the prison system is a way from keeping the American dream to become a reality to people. So therefore, I would urge young people to stay away from drugs, stay away from crime of any kind, because it does not pay, and it works to our disadvantage. If you are mistreated here, where you are free to walk off, how do you think you're treated in a confined cell or in a situation where you cannot walk off from? And I urge the leaders of this state to look at our system, see what we are doing. Are we using the criminal system as a way to, I don't know how you...
I think it's a way to build different communities. You look at the guards, you don't find that many minority guards. You look at the probation parole officers, you don't find that many minorities. You don't find the people that can relate to the people who are in the system, like the judges and the juries. We send people down there, but we don't send the people to counsel them, the people
I,
to help build a basis for them to be a better person. But these young men, I must compliment them on some of the things, and these young women too, that they do in the prison system,
well,
and
they
that
have
they be
no business
working.
in prison.
Yeah,
We
they
need
don't
to
have
get
any
out. We
business. I
need to
understand that, but
clear
when they're
prison.
there, they do spend an opportunity. They do spend time trying to improve themselves. The school programs are full. The self-help groups are full, and you can see the difference. You can hear the difference in their attitudes. But the big thing is staying away from it and not getting involved, because once you get involved, it's very, very difficult to get out of the mess. I mean, it's really insult to you, and it's insult to your family and everybody. But once you get involved, it looks like that they have your number, as they say, and they are consistent on trying to run you down and
But you
make sure you be
can
a
get
part of
out.
it.
You can
It can
change.
be done.
You can stop using drugs. You can stop stealing. You can realize that the things that you are stealing aren't worth anything. Which would you rather have? And the Bible says a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. So I want to use this program in saying to our young people, we have been through slavery, some 246 years of slavery. We have been through over 100 years of legalized segregation. Let's free ourselves by staying out of trouble. Don't let anybody talk you into trouble. It might mean that you have to change the crowd that you're running around with. It might be that you have to do without some things for Christmas. Maybe you aren't able to get the things that you would like. But whatever you do, stay out of trouble.
I heard that. Say, Mom, we have a brief break here we need to take, but I want to remind everybody that the phone number here is 672-1220. We welcome your comments. We welcome your call. And I had a record, but I'm not going to play it, Dean, so don't worry about that. But we're getting ready for the to start talking about the Freedom Center Monument there, to get those questions answered, and to go on from there, because this is an important show, and we have 30 more minutes in which we want to express to all of you the feelings that we have about what's happening in our community and how we can make our community a better place.
I'm looking forward to next week because last Saturday night I had the opportunity to be a guest speaker at one of the most outstanding organizations I ever had, a Center for Improved Living. Next week I shall have a group of young people that were honored, young achievers, and there were some adult achievers. I will be telling you about that next week because I want you to know. If you're looking for an automobile, remember the Easy Car Sales, located in the heart of Oklahoma City, 2800 Northeast 23rd Street. Now, let me tell you what's exciting about Easy Car Sales. They will finance anyone. No job, no credit. You just need a little money down, not much. Go to 2800 Northeast 23rd Street. You don't have to walk anymore because Easy Car Sales will finance your cars. Even if you don't have a job, even if you don't have any credit, all you need is just a little money down. And you can do it. Ask for George Finley. Give Me a Free Hand is now operating out of Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. And if you need to eat, if you are not able to prepare your lunch, you don't even have to worry about that. See, you don't have to worry. All you will have to do is call Give Me a Free Hand. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today is a day that we take time out to tell you about Johnson Jardina's preschool and nursery. Mr. and Mrs. Paul Matthews, named Gloria Matthews and Paul Matthews, are the owner, located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Leo's family Barbecue and Catering would like to extend to you holiday greetings. Leo's Family Barbecue and Catering is located at 3631 North Kelly in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Leo's is open for lunch at 11 o'clock daily until 8 p.m. on Thursdays. On Monday through Thursdays and until 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday until 5 o'clock on Sunday at the 36 and Kelly location. And they smoke turkeys and hams for the holidays. And for more information, all you have to do is to go by and ask for Reginald 427-3254. Yes, this is the day that the
This
Lord has made.
this is indeed a blessed day, Mom. You were talking about Chauncey Shardina's daycare and nursery, and we just happened to have on the line the young lady that runs that place, that young lady that has all those computers up there for these kids to practice on, the young lady that takes them around the different parts of the city, the Omniplex and everything. Mrs. Gloria Matthews, how are you doing this
Oh, I'm
beautiful
doing
morning?
fine, Calvin. How you all doing? I was just calling to thank everyone. You know, I've been ill all the week since Monday, and I didn't realize that I had so many friends that thought about me. I was just, doctor put me to bed for high blood pressure, but I'm doing great this morning. And I want to thank all my friends out there that for calls. And my doorbell rang last night about 7 o'clock and was Jackie Johnson bringing me a beautiful plant. And I didn't realize that I really wasn't that sick, I don't think. But you know how blood pressure, I guess, can be
Right.
fatal. But I'm really doing fine this morning. I want to thank Miss Luper. I want to thank all the people that called me, and especially my staff for doing such a wonderful job and bringing me food and seeing that I wouldn't do anything. So thank you, and especially to my director, Linda Smallwood, which has been with me for 20-something years. And I really want to thank everyone because
Well,
I did not know that I was really thought of this month.
well, Mrs. Matthews, you know, you get your flowers. You know, when you listen to the Clara Luper radio show on Saturday mornings, you can always get some encouragement, and we know that that little dose of medicine that the Clara Luper radio show brings across this state and this country will help make you have a much better day.
Oh,
Don't you
yes.
think? Don't you agree with me?
Yes, Miss Luper really take care of me. She just called me and tell me what I better do and don't do, especially when I'm ill. But I'm doing fine. And Leona Ford and Miss Nancy Davis and Miss Hunter, they all call me. And I feel real, real good about that. You don't know how that makes me feel this time of year, to know that you have so many loved ones out there that love you. And Marie Weekly, she just got off the phone calling me. So I really want to thank all of you. And I really appreciate, and I do really appreciate my staff at Chauncey Jardina because they're doing a wonderful job. And my husband, I thank him for taking care of me where he should, but he's just right there. He
I
don't
know,
even want me to
I know,
move.
Brother Paul is happy. I mean, he hates to see you sick, but then you all are so busy and you all help so many
Yes, but
people.
I won't let
Maybe
everybody know
sometime
I'm
y'all can spend
fine. I'm up
together.
today, but I probably won't be getting out till Monday. But I want to let you know that I am all right.
All
Okay,
right.
well, thank you so very
Yes,
kindly
sir.
for calling.
Uh-oh, we're getting close to that time now. I see
Yes,
the Black History Monument names are coming up.
and
Uh,
we would like to thank all of you that visited the Black History Monument this past week. We still need some more lights, and I would like to thank Miss Carolyn and others that have brought lights to Freedom Center. And if you have some lights, we would like to have them. We want you to know that our paper van and can van, the paper van and the can van is now back. It's over. Miss and Mrs. Matthews were kind enough to let us park it over in their
in,
place,
in that fenced-in area that's directly north of the Freedom Center.
and they can go up there and unload their papers and cans and be helping. Now
And
I
make sure
don't.
you put them in the van. We don't want to work everybody
Yeah,
too hard.
they will do that. And
Put them in the
if you
truck.
don't feel like doing it, we will be there to help you. Today's questions will be concerning preachers because this is a time of the year and we look to our ministers and we listen because in all churches they retell the story of the Savior that was born. And the first question that I would like to ask today, could you name for me a minister that's on?
And you listen to the Carol Looper Radio Show. The prize that we're going for today, you'll be able to go at 23rd Martin Luther King there at the IGA store and take this beautiful form that we have and take it in there, and the manager will make sure that you get the prize. It's still chitlins, and I know all of us I know a lot of the loopers would really love to win some of these prizes because those
Oh,
chitlins did disappear.
okay.
But then the question again, Mom, just one more
The
time. One of the
question
ministers.
is was a former pastor of the Avery Chapel AME Church in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Alrighty, I'll let you know.
Outstanding minister. Please let us know because we extend holiday greetings on behalf of Hometown IGA, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number, I'm not going to give it to you because they are open 24 hours, open 7 days a week. That's Hometown IGA, 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Holiday greetings are extended to you by Petite Salon, located at 1917 Northeast 24th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 427-7922. Not only can you get your hair dressed, you can also shop for Christmas, and she has some beautiful clothes. Holiday greetings are extended to you from the Temple and Sons Funeral Home, located at 2801 North Kelly. John Temple and his staff would like to thank you for remembering them during the year when tragedy or when the conditions under which you have no control occur. They are there to serve you and to help you. Beauty Supply Store has all kinds of hair products, JP Luster different products, real human hair, 1807 Northeast 23rd Street, open Mondays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Special discount for beauticians and students. Every Wednesday is discount day. Holiday greetings are extended to you from Clara Luper, and I would like to thank all of you. You're so kind to me. Last week I went into a restaurant to eat, and when I got through, one of my former students, Mrs. Ziegler, had paid for my dinner. And I went in another one, and Clarissa paid for my dinner. I'd like to thank you all. You make me, I'm telling you, I am the richest person that you can think of because of you. You are the ones that really do it. And you make me, oh, you are you're really something. I love you to death. And Calvin, do we have an answer?
Oh yes, indeed. Yes,
Okay.
indeed. We even have we had a wrong answer that came from the people at Plainview Daycare Center. Gotcha, didn't it, Miss Johnson? But no, the correct answer, came from a young lady, Eugenia Zachary, and Eugenia, she had the right answer, and that was Reverend Robert Alexander. And on the way the lines are lit up, well, let's go with
Okay,
question
let's
number
go
two,
question number two concerning the
because
preacher.
Eugenia has won her chitlin. Somebody else wants to win theirs.
All right. Well, the next question concerns a CME minister.
A CME minister.
Yes, on the monument, who was a former presiding elder. A CME minister who was a former presiding elder and who was a youth advisor of the NACP and who went on all kind of trips with the NACP Youth Council. Now I want to see if who knows that he was a CME minister. The
I'm going
telephone
to the
number is
phones again.
672-1220, CME minister. Yes, he was a CME minister. And I know my grandmother loved him, and she would shout. This time he started preaching, she would start shouting. Oh, she loved him. A CME minister who was a former presiding elder and who is noted for his work with NAACP. Yes, the names on the Black History Monument are carved there. And if you have been by there recently, you see what we are doing, and we need your support. Talk won't get it now, because in a few days we will have the names of all of you that have made contributions to make this possible. And we would like to thank the schools that are taking time out to come up to Freedom Center. We would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Give me my flowers while I live. But let's talk about Royal Wings Custom Catering. Let Royal Wings Custom Catering take care of all of your holiday food needs. We can take care of your party trays and smoked meats. Let us prepare your turkeys, your briskets, your ribs, and even your catfish. For further information, call Al or Merlin Moore. The telephone number is 424-WING or 427-6571. Happy holidays from Merlin and Al Moore. Once again, this minister is a CME minister. He was a former NACP Council advisor, traveled with the youth council to all conventions. He was a former presiding elder of the CME Church. Who is he? That's the question. And for that question, we will let you eat some chitlins. No, you got to cook them. You got to go get them, and you've got to cook them. Today is a big day, and I would certainly like to repeat. Last Saturday night, I saw it, and next week, you're going to benefit from these young people's experiences. And for the people, Mrs. The people that's doing such a beautiful job, and I would tell you all about them last week. And incidentally, I would like to thank Mrs. Gloria Matthews for going with me. It was something. Calvin, do we have a winner?
Yes,
Do
we
we
do.
have a winner?
Well, we have a good winner. I picked up the phone. He said, "Well, give me my chitlins now." You
You
know.
say, who was it, Calvin?
It was William Ray. He finished. He said, "Give me my chitlins now." It's Reverend J.S. Sykes,
Yes,
and he was so
exactly.
excited, and he was absolutely correct, because Reverend Sykes is there on the monument there at the Freedom Center. So, William Ray, your certificate will be coming through the mail, and the people at IGNA will be happy to see you there, and your chitlins are waiting on you.
Okay, the third question is just a clue. Now, this is just a clue. This minister is one of the most famous ministers in America. He has done the impossible. He is known by this slogan, let Jesus do it. Let Jesus do it. Who is it? That's the first clue. Let Jesus do it. That's what he says all the time. Let Jesus do it. And I get a kick out of arguing with him because I say, well, we got a lot of preachers saying, let Jesus do it. But we sure, oh, well, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want those people in that church jumping on me. Those are most sensitive people. You say something about that pastor, they are ready to jump you for a fight any day. Now, I didn't say anything about him. I just asked you, who is it that says all the time, let Jesus do it? Let Jesus do it. This is a Clara Luper radio show. And I would like to say thank you for the people in Enid, Oklahoma for inviting me to be their guest speaker for Martin Luther King Day celebration on January the 4th at 3 p.m. in Mark Price Arena. I will be in Enid, Oklahoma to be with you there. I would like to thank the students from Westminster School and from all the schools that have invited me to be a part. Congratulations to John Marshall High School. You did it. Calvin, did anybody know that?
Oh, they really calling in. I mean, it
Okay.
lit right up. That wasn't too hard a question.
That
Ju-
was hard. Let
Judy
Jesus
Beth
do it.
Reed, by the time you got that off, the phone was lines lit up. But Judy Beth Reed said, none other than Reverend W.K. Jackson. I knew that right away the minute she
Reverend
said it.
W.K.
Reverend
Jackson,
W.K.
you're
Jackson of
exactly right.
St. John Baptist Church. And,
Well, I'm sure not going
you
to
know.
say nothing about Reverend W.K. Jackson. I don't want those people from St. John jumping on me.
Well, Judy
But
Beth Reed was glad you did, because she is the winner of another 10 pounds of chitterlings that's available there at IGA at 23rd and Martin Luther King. You know, we
this
just have to
minister,
thank
okay,
them.
I
Okay,
have a
go
good
ahead,
one
Mom.
now. The
Okay.
next one is a minister that's a pioneer fighter. He marched during the sit-in movement. His knees were swollen, but he was marching. And he's known now for changing his church to Loving. He has a Loving in front of his church's name. And I would like for someone to call me. That's a tough one.
672-1220, the number here at
Right.
KTLV.
Yeah, right, right. It's a killer. It's a killer. How well do you know your ministers in Oklahoma City that's on the monument? And I would like to invite all of you from these various churches to come up and look at the monument. Our first 5 questions will concern ministers on the monument that we have not called their names as yet. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and I would like to thank all of you for your Christmas cards and your Christmas gifts and everything. Thank you. You're giving me all my flowers while I live, because when I die, I'm going to have a place on my program for you to cry. And I want you to cry because I'm dead. And I might have my funeral at midnight to get rid of a lot of you. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Who are the people that are making a difference? Tonight, Nancy Davis has told me about this garden club that's having their annual Christmas party. Lady Ruth Hunter has told me that the Amigos Club is having a big party. This week, our representatives from Oklahoma will be in Miss Black Oklahoma is now at Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, competing in the Miss Black America pageant. And we would like to wish Miss Almond all of the luck in the world. She's Very beautiful. I wish you could have seen her when she got on that airplane dressed in her black leather short cut with that hairdo that was out of sight. Oh, she was looking good, just like Miss Black Oklahoma should. The page of the year, the lovely Antoinette Jackson and I will be going to Jackson, Tennessee next Thursday. We will be there to be with Miss Black Oklahoma. Congratulations to Miss Black Oklahoma and to her family, Dr. and Mrs. Armand.
Mom, I had to do something there. Dean answered one line, I answered one line. We answered at the same time, and both of the people had correct answers.
Okay, well, we'll give
And
away
okay,
both. Okay.
okay, that's Betty Hudson and David Hall. And
And now, who was the minister?
the minister is none other than Reverend W.B. Parker.
The loving St. James Baptist Church.
Betty Hudson and David Hall had it correct,
Okay,
but
so
we answered the phone at the same time. Dean and I just had our little
okay,
conversation.
does
We
that
won't do
mean
that. We won't do that like that no more. So we'll just
okay?
alternate answers.
Okay, now
Okay.
we're giving away 5, 10 gallons of chili.
Right.
50. Okay.
One, two, three, four. With that tie, be fine.
5. Okay, now we are going for the haircut. This minister is a CME minister. He served on the city council for years. He's a radio announcer, a leader in this community. His wife is a lovely teacher at Douglas High School, and he always addresses her as Madam. Who is he? How well do you know your ministers in this city? That's for a haircut. Now, as we are talking, our next question will be a dinner at Stale's Restaurant. A dinner at Stale's Restaurant. Thank you so much for listening to the Clara Luper radio show. And today we are concerned with ministers. How well do you know the ministers in your city? How well do you know the ministers? And these ministers have certainly been honored because they are on that Black History Monument, and young students from all over the state are coming into Oklahoma looking at the monument, and we are so happy that we can tell them about our ministers. Calvin, do you have an answer? Do
Yes,
you have
I
an
do.
answer?
I
Yes.
have an answer. The correct answer to that question is none other than Reverend Goree James.
Who
You
knew
know who
that?
Marcus Roberts called. I mean, by the time
Marcus
you got that
Robertson.
out, Marcus Roberts called, and he had it. And Mom, we want to remind everyone that the way that you pick up your certificate, we can drop it in the mail to you. You can come by the Freedom Center there at
But
26
we aren't open today.
Right, that's what I
Okay,
was
so they would
telling
have to
them
come by on Monday.
on Monday.
Okay, the next one concerns a minister. This minister is from McAllister, Oklahoma. He was a former president of the state NAACP conference. He has a nephew who's the first black elected to the House of Representatives, and you will have to tell us his
From
first
Oklahoma.
name. He's from McAllister. He's the first one elected to the House of Representatives from Oklahoma.
Okay.
But his uncle is a minister, a freedom fighter, a man that, not afraid to speak for freedom. And
Well,
we
now,
have
what
to
will
have
it be
his,
the prize be on this?
a haircut from Gates Barber
One
Shop.
of those haircuts, catching haircuts from
Yes,
Gate.
they will catch you. And stay tuned because I'm going to call you the names of some of the
Okay.
bachelors. I'm not going to tell you all
So
of
the
them.
line is working now. Let me go get
Mine
it.
is working, so be sure and come back. Yes, today we pause and we say thank you. Thank you, and those of you you're so kind to send me Christmas cards and greetings and flowers and all of that. I really appreciate it. And I wish I could say thanks to all of you in a very special way. But next week, I don't want you to miss the Clara Luper radio show because I'm going to have some fabulous young people on this show. We have more people on the Clara Luper radio show than any other show in Oklahoma City. Any other hour show. Don't take my word for it. You just keep a record. Look how many people have spoken on this show. I've been on this show today. As we think of the Black History Monument, we think of you. How much do you care? Are you proud of your heritage? Are you proud of where you came from? Now, we're going to have to continue our struggle. And I've just had a call from Shelley Luper, who's in Washington, D.C., attending a meeting of the National Board of Directors, where they will select the new executive director. And time that new person is selected, we will let you know. Good luck, Shelley. I understand it's snowing in Washington, D.C. Well, it's good and cold here, and we love it. We love the weather because that's something we do not have any control over. Calvin, do you have a winner? Do you have a winner? do you have a winner?
Of course I have a winner,
Okay,
Mom.
who
I
is the
wouldn't have come
winner?
back over. The correct answer is Reverend Wade Watts, and you never guess who the winner is.
No,
The winner, again, is Big Daddy the Birthday Man.
Big Daddy the
Big
birthday
Daddy the
man.
Birthday Man. I don't know. He must have had that phone programmed to call 672-1220, but he called with the correct answer, and the answer was Reverend
Reverend
Wade
Wade
Watts.
Watts.
So, Big Daddy, you know how you do to get your prize because of the fact that this is your first time. You had two losses, but then you've had two wins. So, Big Daddy the Birthday Man won that haircut there from the Gates Barbershop located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue.
Today we are talking about ministers because they are the ones that have brought us the good news. The good news that the Savior is born. The next one we'll have an opportunity to eat at Stale's Restaurant in Oklahoma City.
I
This,
dog, I want to win this one, but that coconut
this,
cream pie
this,
for dessert
okay,
too.
Calvin.
Ooh.
This minister was a Catholic priest who was formerly at Corpus Christi and who went to jail many times in order that somebody as black as me could eat in restaurants and what have you all over this town. What is his name? Yes, one of the best loved ministers, and I never shall forget when he said goodbye to us. He said, I'm leaving here now, but I'm leaving a bit of my heart with each one of you. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today I'm going to call the names of some of our bachelors. Now, I would like to tell you, ladies, that you do the best you can in catching. And I'll tell you, just like they used to tell us down in Hoffman, Oklahoma, when we went fishing in the Deep Fork River, you do the best you can. If you can catch, if you can catch these bachelors, you catch them. And if you don't, you go out there and fish, you don't catch one. Don't blame me, because I'm not guaranteeing you anything. I'm just guaranteeing you that I will call the names of some bachelors today. Okay, nominees for the Bachelor of the Year. Thurman White. Let me repeat, Thurman White. And I must tell you that all these bachelors have passed that strong Clara Luper's test, and they can take care of you. You just got to catch them. Berlin Nero Jr. Berlin Nero Jr. Yes, we are talking about bachelors. We are talking about those bachelors that are able to support and take care of a wife. Does a man want to be a bachelor? I don't know. But I do know that Calvin is coming back. Calvin, do you have a winner this time? I have them. I have them stopped.
You have them stuff. But I
Catholic
do have
priest.
this, Mom.
Yes.
With the haircut and the, several other things, we asked the people that win, on the haircut especially, that's available Tuesday through Thursday would be the preferred time. You come in there because Mr. Gates has a line on Fridays and Saturdays, and of course the barbershops in Oklahoma are closed on Mondays. So you just take your prize-winning certificate up there on
But
Tuesday
you have
through
to get a
Thursday.
certificate.
You
just
got
can't
to
walk
be a
in and say,
winner.
Mr. Gates,
No,
I'm a
you
winner.
can't just do it like that. But I'm certain at Sales Restaurant, everybody would like for you to come pick up your prize as soon as possible and take care of it because of the fact that they are advertisers here on the Clara Luper Radio Show, and they're doing all of us a favor by sharing with us this historical knowledge and this Christmas and New Year holiday spirits.
Miss Black America will be giving up her crown on the 17th, and we'll be flying along with her mother to Jackson, Tennessee, to Lane College, founded by that great CME Bishop Isaac Lane. Yes, we would like to say good luck to all of the contestants, but our eyes are on Miss Black Oklahoma from Oklahoma University. We would like to thank all of you that have signed up for the 1996 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. We would like to thank those of you that have signed up in all of the colleges, the universities, and those of you that are signing up. We would like to thank all of you that have signed up for pages for the 1996 Miss Black Oklahoma, and we will be meeting with the pages next week, and we will be notifying you. We would also like to thank the escorts. Oh, yes, we would like to thank you because we will have the best pageant we have ever had because you know what Miss Black Oklahoma stands for. Calvin, do you have a winner?
We have a winner, Mom. The correct answer to that question is Reverend Robert McDowell. Father Robert McDowell, who was a priest there at the Corpus Christi Church. But the winner is Oscar Bibbs.
Oscar Bibbs. Oh, right.
Poor Oscar took time out from his veterinarian work to call in and to be a winner. So,
Our
Mom, I
next
guess that's
Calvin, I do have some
Estelle's
thank
restaurant.
yous. I do have some thank yous. Mrs. Lucy Alexander would like to thank all of you for remembering her during these dark hours. A special thanks to the AKAs, the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappas, the members of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, the members of the Tabernacle Baptist Church, the East Side Cultural Club, the High and Wide Club, the Church of Christ Congregation, and others. You remembered her during these hours. Oklahoma City say goodbye to Mrs. Josephine Smith on Thursday at the Fifth Street Baptist Church, and from the Josephine Smith's family, they would like to express their sincere gratitude for the many acts of kindness shown this time of bereavement. Now, Calvin, I know you would like to speak for the Luper family in memory of Willie C. Luper.
Yes, indeed, I would, Mom, because I wanted to thank all of you out there that took the time out to say your kind words, that took your time out to send us flowers, that took time out to send us cards, because it's a tremendous loss, all of you know, but um, my uncle is gone, and we appreciate your acts of kindness over this past week, and we know that you too sympathize with us. And my relatives that are here in Oklahoma City, they hadn't been here in a long time. Those that are here, they all too want you to know that we appreciate it and we love you dearly. And thanks for remembering our uncle in such a kind and loving way.
Flowers are flowers, and they are beautiful from the exotic florist located in the heart of Oklahoma City in the Northeast Shopping Center. If you need some flowers, whether it's for weddings or what have you, remember exotic flowers. And speaking of remembrance, we would like to for you to remember our advertisers, because without our advertisers, we would not be here. The final one is from where? How far have we gotten? Have we given away that good old barbecue dinner at
No, we haven't
Leo's?
given away a barbecue dinner yet, Mom.
Well, let's give it away to the found preachers. This minister's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's an AME minister. He ran for bishop and lost, but he ran for the House of Representatives and served with dignity. What is his name? He is on the monument. This week, we have dealt with ministers. How well do you know your
At phone number
minister?
672-1220, you have less
And
than 30 seconds. Mom, I
to
forgot to
answer.
say, I want to say, Melba, is sure great you being in Oklahoma City. Now we got to keep you here.
Oh, yes, you can't
Okay.
keep Melba here
Okay.
unless you bring Atlanta to Oklahoma City. Well, as those of you,
672-1220.
this program is brought to you in extended holiday greetings from Crawley's uh, bonding service. And those of you that are in need of a bondsman, remember to call Crawley's bonding service. Now it's the holiday time, and we should give thanks to God for we are here. And some of you are so smart, you always fool me. Miss Luper, I went to church, and I found out that you went to church's chicken. But I'm going to ask you to go to church, worship your God, and thank Him. Not only that, but young people, I want you to stay out of trouble. I don't want to go back to the prisons and see you there. They aren't built for you. You don't have to steal. You don't have to kill. Let's make this the closing month in December a safe month for everybody. This is somebody say, Clara, you keep telling people not to steal and all of that. Sure, I tell them. Why don't you tell them? This is Clara Luper saying, whatever you do and wherever you go, remember now, remember that I love you. Bye-bye.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
1124. That's 315-443-1124 for more information. Again, this is very much what the Urban League's talking about. This scholarship, this stipend, this fellowship for journalists is for people who did not major in journalism.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
And
who would have thought it?
who would have thought it? That
Who would've
conference
thought
is
it?
going to be worthwhile, worth your $60 for the full conference, and lunch is $20. And if I understood you correctly, Mr. Claiborne
Douglas Houghton Jr. will be the keynote speaker.
and
Yeah.
Jim Priest will do the lunch.
We'll do the opening session.
We'll do the opening session.
Yeah.
Well,
So
now
there's a
that's
lot going on. So we want to encourage people to go out and support these different events that are going on. The concert for the bombing victims, the NAACP banquet on Saturday,
Yeah.
and the Urban League's Equal Opportunity Day on Monday.
You know where you get your information from around here. Together Time, don't you? You know, Alicia, you do a great job. The
You
Ebony
certainly
Tribune,
do.
you do a great job. And I know that there's a lot of negatives out there. You know, I don't have one negative about you because I feel as though that every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears you put in that newspaper and this radio program is with love.
Well, not only that, but people want to know where things are. And I don't buy into the concept that people don't want to do better, that people don't want anymore, that people want to sit back and lay on excuses. And a lot of times our community, particularly African Americans, are stereotyped as being lazy and not wanting to do anything to improve their condition. And a lot of times people don't realize that these things are right here in our own neighborhood. A lot of people wondered about, General Powell last week. We talked about it, that he wasn't going to run. You were right.
Right.
You were right when you said he wasn't going to run. I mean, a lot of things are happening right here in our community, and all they've got to do is either call this broadcast every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday.
call the Ebony Tribune. We carry information, calendar events of what's going on every week.
Yeah.
Subscribe today, or they can visit the Urban League at 3017 North Martin Luther King. Get that membership today.
All for no charge. Just drop in and say
Just
hi.
drop in
and
Shake
say
her
hi.
hand.
Shake a hand, make a friend.
So, and I like the challenge you did to the ladies, to the wives of the men, of the black men, whether you marched or not. Give that challenge a very, very positive challenge out, in order to join the Urban League.
All right, we've got one last call on the line. This is going to have to be it because we've got about a minute and a half before we have to wrap up this edition of Together Time. Caller, welcome to Together Time.
Yes, this is George Bush from the Urban League.
Hey, George Bush.
How you
Hi,
doing?
George.
What did we forget?
Well, I have one thing I would like to share, and that's for this also Monday night, the 20th. If you have any concerns about the Oklahoma City Public Schools, there's going to be a town meeting. I repeat, a town meeting with the superintendent and his deputy staff at 900 Klein Administration Building. And I want all parents, you call and said the school's not doing this, the teacher's not doing this. It's now your time to come out and to share at 5:30. Again,
Okay, so that's
5:30.
prior to the board meeting then.
That's right to the board meeting, 5:30, to come and share your information as those concerns. I don't care if it's in safety, education, curriculum. We need you, parents out there, to share some of these so we can get together and make a difference here in Oklahoma City.
All right, thank you, George. George works in education down there at the Urban League, so that's
Yes,
very
he
good to know
does.
about that. About
He's
the
been
Oklahoma
on
City.
before, too.
Again, we want to invite you to
Very
go
nice
out and
young
participate in all the things that are going on this week in our community. I want to remind you, NAACP Saturday night, the concert for the bombing is Sunday afternoon, and Equal Opportunity Day is Monday, November the 20th. Go out, take a part, find out what's going on in your community, and at the same time prepare for the future. And we'll be back next week with more Together Time for you. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Holly, it was nice seeing you
It
again.
was nice.
You've been tuned to Together Time, a program produced by the Broadcast Division of the Swain Foundation. This show is produced independently and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of KTLV or its management. We invite you to stay tuned for the next exciting edition of Together Time on KTLV.